I'm just gonna mute myself just because I'm gonna eat this zucchini bread.
Mmm,
And I don't
delicious.
want you all to ASMR that, unintentionally.
Hmm. Okay, so right. So I guess for Francis's benefit, at least recap. So you guys, I think where we left off last, Francis, was you guys had just gotten back out of that room with the counterweighted floor,
Yeah,
and we're debating where to go next.
that's accurate.
So you guys had discussed it, I think, during that session, and you hit upon the idea that one part of the poem mentioned something about pits, and you went back and checked those three pits that were each after a
Mhm.
series of doors, and found a door that was just made out of wood and painted to look like stone. But it was very obvious once you actually jumped down into the third pit at the end there and took a look. Went through that, went down a set of stairs, got to another hallway, which was filled with gas of some sort, which I think, based through experimentation, you probably would have come to the conclusion it was fear gas, because at least one of River's chickens freaked out once exposed to the gas.
Right.
So everybody held their breath and felt around in this heavily obscured hallway, not knowing what they would find. Did eventually find a secret door, or not, excuse me, not a secret door, just a regular door.
Mhm.
Went down another set of steps, found a hallway filled with webs, which one of River's
Terrifying.
chickens also got caught in.
Damn, it's just chicken killing.
Then you guys burned away the webs using magical fire, but unfortunately barbecued the chicken in the process.
Like actually barbecued it or just destroyed it?
Singed it to the point where it was no longer living. I do not know how, and it looked like it would probably not be too appetizing to eat.
Okay.
And then descended, having cleared away the webs, descended down a flight of stairs. And at the bottom of the stairs was a open doorway into a dark, dimly lit room that appeared to be full of decaying furniture. Hard to see what else was in the room. On the floor right in front of the room was a mace inlaid with silver, which had very intricate carvings on it. You found that once one of you picked up one of the mace and held it, it began to glow with an inner golden light.
That's cool.
And then entered the room and then saw this dude that I just put in Slack again.
Right.
Rising from a sofa or a divan or divan. I don't know how to say that word.
I think you're right the first time.
And so it's this creature that did not appear to be maybe exactly a mummy, but did have these wrappings all around its body, and had sort of this, was also wearing this decaying robe and a large golden crown that was inlaid with gems. As soon as you entered the room, the creature rose from where it was lying, and you heard a voice, a booming voice that seemed to emanate from the entire room, demanding, "Who dares to disturb the rest of Acererak? It is your death which you have found."
Oh, cool. We may have found the Demi-Lich. That's pretty cool.
And you rolled initiative. You guys were in combat, and you found that the creature appeared to be afraid of the mace, and
Sure.
River had managed to successfully hit
That's
it.
suspicious, but sure.
River had managed to hit it twice so far, and each time that he hit it, it kind of rang out with the cacophonous, like just uh, ringing sound, and the creature appeared to obviously be staggered by being hit with this thing.
Hmm. Badass.
And right, so I don't remember where we left off in the initiative order, but maybe for the sake of maybe we could just start with Orin since Francis is not here. That seems fair to me.
It works
So-
for me if it works for you guys.
Yeah, here's some details though, in order to fill in what Chris just mentioned. Which, thank you, Chris. That was a good summary. So I've knocked off the hat, so it's
Right.
like on the floor, thinking that
The
that
crown?
was the crown. That's right. Thinking that that was perhaps animating the body in some way.
Okay.
It just pissed him off. And
Cool. Shit happens.
Shit happens. Derek's character transformed into a scorpion and kind of
Bitty bitty.
tried to beat the shit out of it. He did a few good hits, but then the skeleton-like creature has like 3 attacks, I think, and does hella damage, and then eventually got Derek's character out of his form.
So more specifically, I kept grappling him, and the first 2 turns, he was like, "Okay, I'm going to break this." And after the 3rd turn of him doing nothing, he got pissed off and hit me, and it hurt a lot.
Okay.
Hmm.
So if you know how to knock him prone, this would be great. Like that would be.
Right. And then between your character and my character, Francis, we've been just kind of shooting at it from the doorway, just from a safe distance, just kind of like trying to hit it with your short bow, I think is what you have.
Mhm, I've
And
got a
I-
+1 short bow, I believe.
Yeah, we've been just
I'm
kind
trying to
of
log into Mythweavers now.
yeah, we've been just lobbing at it, pretty much trying to decrease its HP as much as possible. It seems like it's been taking a lot of our hits, without issue. So
Okay.
it might have hella HP. I don't know. There was a tactic we tried to use at the very end of our last session, which was River knocked over the skeletal creature, and I ran up to it and put the immovable rod into its chest or hip area and clicked it to make sure that it couldn't move anymore.
Okay.
But unfortunately, yada yada yada, somehow the skeleton is smart enough, it unclicked the immovable rod immediately on the next turn and just like threw it away. Or threw it
All right.
aside,
Pretty
right?
smart.
So is the immovable rod kind of like on the floor near the creature, Chris? I don't remember.
Yes, it has not picked it up.
Yeah, it just kind of like undid it. It's like, I hate this thing, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe it watched you do it, and that's how it figured it out.
Does it
you
seem
don't know.
mindless?
It's pretty good. I don't know if it's mindless.
Because if it's a demi-lich, you figure it would be intelligent.
But it's never seen this thing before, right? Like, it's never seen a immovable rod, maybe.
But if this is a server rack, then he was an extremely powerful wizard. Like
I don't
the
think my
immovable rod might not be the world's most
kryptonite.
obvious thing, but you'd expect a server rack to be able to figure it out.
I don't think my character thinks it's a Sidorak at all, just because we haven't gone through almost any of the poem. Like, in this dungeon.
Yeah, maybe it's still man behind the curtain, sort of. Like, this is like the big booming head version.
Right. Maybe.
But yeah, so that's where we're at. We're in the middle of this, and it's being a bitch. That's all I want to say.
So it's been definitely hitting us like pretty heavily, and I used through one of my transformations, and I think I'm back in the hallway to heal up. I think I was done with that. I was willing to do my second transformation of the day if we can consistently knock him over, like knock him prone. Because all I do as Giant Scorpion is grapple him. But he can hit me like in 2 rounds, and then I'll stop being Giant Scorpion or something. 2 or 3 rounds.
I have apparently locked myself out of Mythweavers. Give me just a second. I'll be right back.
Weavers.
And is this is the battle map accurate? So it looks like River's up in melee with the mace, but
Yeah.
And everybody else is still back in the hallway with the staircase.
I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah.
Nobody else is up there. Yeah. That seems right. I guess you didn't transform yet. You were just thinking about it.
I had to go and heal up. I just finished healing up. That was my last action.
And it's not marked in River's sheet, but I think River used Bigsby hand to knock him over for the immovable rod maneuver. I think, is that right?
At one point, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't say he's expended it, so we need to just keep that in mind.
Well, that's I mean, I guess point of order. You don't get you get slots at each level of spell.
Mhm.
So it's not like you use Bigby's hand, you can't use Bigby's hand again.
You can, but
Bigby's hand,
he only has 2.
he's out of slots.
He only has 2 slots total, so he's used 1 to do Bigsby's hands one time. So he can do it again, but only 1 more time.
Okay. All right. Then you understand. So never mind.
Yes, I get it. Yes, I can D&D, everyone.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start with Orin and the initiative count.
Let's do it, man.
I still have the order from last week, so we'll
Sick.
go with that.
So is this a medium-sized or a large-sized creature?
It is a medium-sized creature. It looks about the size of a person.
So
A human.
looking at the whiteboard app, is he engaged in melee combat with River? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in melee with River. The size of I just grabbed the skull, I think, from the other room because I don't know how to get new icons.
Yeah.
So his size is not representative, but yes.
So I'm wondering if there's enough space for me to sneak around behind him. Not sneak necessarily, but for me to get around behind him without provoking an attack of opportunity, but put me in a place to flank him so I can get sneak attack.
Oh, that's smart.
You would already get sneak attack because someone else is in melee with him.
Oh, any melee.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You
Well,
can, and he's not just rules wise. If you run up to him and try to get behind him, you don't provoke an attack of opportunity. It's when you're in melee with a creature with an enemy, and then you try to leave their melee range. That's what provokes it.
Right. What I was wondering was if I was trying to get around behind him, but far enough away that I wasn't in melee range, if I had to pass through melee range. On
Right. Okay. Got
Pass.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's leaving a threatened square that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you could do that. Do you want to do that, or are you trying to stay just where you are and use sneak attack anyway?
I will let you know.
Yeah, he was doing sneak attack with his short bow from the distance, right? Just because River was in combat. Yeah.
Correct.
God.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. I was just double checking, making sure.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you were doing a ton of damage. Like, you and I were doing a ton of damage to it, and we were just like,
Yeah.
Okay, is it down? It's like, no, it looks about the same. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Okay.
there's another important thing that's happening right now that I forgot to mention. The room is on fire.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
forgot about that. Yes.
Why?
Some of the furniture is Why did that happen? Somebody tried to throw a torch at him?
I did. I think
I think that
I think you rolled like a natural 1 or something. Or you rolled real low and you missed.
I rolled a 1.
Yikes.
I tried to set
Yes.
him on fire, and I set the room on fire instead.
we can still push him into the fire.
For added drama, I made this harder for us. I'm sorry.
The room is not completely ablaze, but it is. Some of the furniture is slowly starting to become kindling.
It's like Cobra Kai. It's just a fire and a trash can in the corner. Nothing's gonna go down.
He is pissed about it, though. Just FYI.
Never get an unlabeled keyboard, boys and girls.
100%.
Just living life in hard mode. That's
Yeah.
But it looks,
It's not so bad in the day to day, like when you can see what your keystrokes are doing. But it is a real mess when you haven't typed in a password for a while and you're trying to type in a password.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy.
I guess this is a dumb question, but what is the benefit of an unlabeled keyboard?
Just that it forces you not to be looking at your keys.
Right, sure.
That's all. Those are the only thing is I was like, okay, well, I want to be a better typist. And it has made me a much better typist. Like, I do not look at my keys as much. Like, although I will once in a while do a thing where I like type out a message and hit enter in Slack and it'll be nonsense. And I'll be like, oh, my hand was off by 1.
Mhm.
So I'll just move my hand over and retype the same message.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, good. I'm in. I did it, guys.
Nice.
You hit the right server.
Something like that.
Did you all notice that for me, Slack has removed the ability to do string replace by doing /s / blah 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 /. You know, like I used to be able to do that. Now I can't.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's awesome. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
It was a thing. Now it's not though.
Bummer. All right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna hit it with that sweet short bow. Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds about right. Do I also get advantage?
No. You will get sneak attack. You do not get advantage just because somebody else is in melee.
That's fucking reasonable. Do. Sorry, I've been on a massive reorganization of this room, as might be evident from the background. So everything got all cleaned up.
It's looking nice.
18?
18 hits.
Oh, wow. She's got terrible AC. So let's see. That's going to be a D6 plus a bunch of D6. Where are you? Sneak attack damage. 5d6, I think, at level 10. Yeah, it is. Well, I haven't forgotten all the rules. That's nice.
Nice.
3. So 66 plus 4. God, I love being a rogue. I will say the only thing better than being a rogue against a big boss enemy is being a fighter against mobs. Fucking Great Cleave.
What is that?
Just slash. So in 3.5 anyway, I don't know how it works in 5, but in 3.5, Great Cleave, anytime you kill something, you get another attack at the same attack bonus.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So Cleave allows you to do that once. Great Cleave allows you to do that essentially as many times as you want. And you get a 5-foot step in between attacks.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
So yeah. It's fucking sick. It's like a fighter. Like the number one best thing is like a fighter with Great Cleave going up against like an army of much lower enemies. Right? Like he like rolls in, he's just like, let's get fucked up. He'll get like 15 kills in one round.
Mhm.
Like it's usually the setup to make you feel good before they bring the big boss out.
Mhm.
But feels really good.
He's a wave clearer.
2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 17, 21.
Nice.
Blackjack.
You have damage?
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
66 plus 4.
The creature takes the hit from the arrow, is noticeably affected, but back into combat with River. Anything else on your turn?
No. I don't have any particularly useful items, I don't think, so.
It's River who has the most valuable item, I think, and it's that mace that glows with a godly light.
Yeah, I was just wondering if maybe I had like a Tanglefoot bag or something that I could snatch up into my hand to use next round.
Ooh, I have a hunting trap. What does that mean?
You're not gonna be able to use a hunting trap. Pretty sure they're a full round action to load.
And it's for like rabbits.
It's those cartoon traps, those ones that have like a pressure plate and 2 big clamps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is my turn.
What am I saying? Who's going to play River this week? Especially if he has the mace. Maybe we want to have somebody be doing that.
The mace
Any
is
volunteers?
not on his sheet.
Derek or Francis, if you want to play him, since I played you last time.
I can do that.
Okay.
We figured out his attack bonus with the mace, or are we keeping that a secret?
I guess you don't know if it's having some extra effect, but I will tell you what, by the rules, his attack bonus would be.
Right.
With
Was
a
it a
mace.
proficiency of +4?
Yeah, he's proficient with it because
Proficient in simple weapons, yeah.
Yep.
He'd add his strength modifier. That's not good. Tell me you've got. Oh no, it's probably not a dexterity subbable weapon. So +3. Is that what he's getting off of this?
That sounds right. His strength is -1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so +3 to hit, 1d6 damage. But as I've mentioned, it does appear to be disproportionately affecting the creature, at least from what you've seen.
Should be 1d6 -1.
Correct. Yes, it would
Right?
be.
Because it gets his strength modifier.
Yep.
God, strength modifiers are a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's proficient with it.
Yeah, that's helpful. That's true. We don't have anybody with a strength bonus, do we?
Nope, it's our dump stat.
Yep.
Strength is the party dump stat. Oh my god, what a terrible choice we've made.
No,
I same thing once we found the weapon.
It's alright, if Orin dies, I'll roll a fighter or something. Just a real fucking meathead.
we're fine.
Tal is up, by the way.
So are we doing this thing? Is someone going to try to knock prone? Because I don't want to transform again if all I'm going to do is get hit. Like, I know I'm doing damage, but that hit hurts.
I don't know what would be an easy way to knock him over, other than River doing Bigsby hand again, but you can only do it one more time.
So everyone is able to do knock someone prone, like, normally, but I think it's a strength check. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember what the special action was. It was either shove or trip or something.
In
Wait,
my
what?
zealous reorganization of this room, I have removed my rulebooks.
Everybody has special actions they can take, like run, dash. There's movements. There's also actions you can take that's not just a normal attack. One of them is like a shove or a trip or something. And what it does is knock you prone. And why that's important is because it combos really well with grapple, which I have. I've
Yeah.
been grappling him like successfully each turn. And what that means is he can't move. So he either has to take his action to break the grapple, or what the smarter action would be to do is to punch me in the face while I'm grappling him, which he has been doing. And it's not great. So
Yeah, it's shoving is basically it's a contested strength roll between
That's
you and the enemy.
Yeah.
And
That's going to go real well.
yeah, that's why I'm very aware of our thing as a dump set. I'm asking if anyone can do anything to make prone, because otherwise there's no point in me wasting a second transformation right now. Like, I'm also starting to run out of spells pretty quickly. Like, I had to heal myself up. I have like a bunch of level 1 spells and like one of each other level spell. So like,
well, you got 6 seconds to decide what you're doing.
if anyone wants to still continue to try to knock prone, I'm going to transform. Otherwise, I'm not. That's it. I'll do
I'm
something
trying
else.
to figure out what a trip looks like. Maybe they got rid of it in place of shove.
I don't know if trip is a 5.
I don't think there are separate
Yeah.
rules for that. I would, barring some other specific rule, I would treat it the same as a shove
Yeah.
because it's either a shove even is you're doing your strength and the enemy can use either like dex or strength. So I would say for tripping, it's kind of the same thing. Like either your footwork avoids it or you
I was hoping that maybe
overpower the other guy.
I was hoping that maybe trip would be dex based, but it's not. So strength athletics. Does anybody have athletics?
Someone
I'm
can
not proficient in athletics. Neither is River.
can someone help someone else? I don't really know how this works with it.
I don't think you can aid another with something like trip or with something like shove.
Okay, I don't know enough of that aid. So.
You can take the help action. Let's see. You distract a creature within 5 feet of you, and the next attack roll of your ally has advantage. Yeah, I mean, I'd let you do that for tripping. Like, if one of you guys wants to use your action on your turn to help somebody else, and just you're trying to distract the creature, and that will give somebody else advantage to do a shove or a trip. That would be
Hey, Derek,
fine.
what are you going to transform into again?
I transform into a giant scorpion. It's 2 grapple hits and a scorpion sting.
Okay.
So I have 2 chances to make the grapple, which I
Do
usually.
you think you can shove as a scorpion?
That's the thing. I don't think so. I'm not sure, but those sound like humanoid actions.
What do you think, Deanna? Do you think a scorpion could shove someone?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's a giant scorpion. He can take one of his claws and just try to knock him to the side. I would say that I would rule that as a shove.
I'd have to also do those both in the same turn, which is way too cheap for any creature. Like if I grappled and I knocked over in the same turn, that's like bullshit. That's a single creature. I'd love to be able to do that, but
You can replace one of your attacks with a shove if you have multi-attack. If it's something that's going to sound physically impossible for you to do, like grapple him and then shove him, I don't know. We could. But
yeah,
like,
it says if you're able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, then this attack replaces one of them. So you could use like one claw to shove him and then the other claw to grapple him.
okay.
Yes.
If you guys are okay with that, I can try to do that. That just seems like
that's fun. You got 2 claws. I'm
like
okay
a
with it.
gameplay perspective. That seems kind of like bullshit.
Well,
I'm willing to be on this side of the bullshit, so it's fine.
Yep.
I'm gonna transform. I guess I'll just walk out, transform, and do my 1-2 sting combo. I guess. Let me double check that.
Pretty sick.
In the way here. All right, let's move that guy down here. I guess. Is this in the way of someone? I don't.
You're fine.
You're giant, so how big are you?
I think I'm large, which is
You're large. You're 10 by 10. Okay.
I believe so I have to double check in my book right now, but I believe so. Giant scorpion. That's not right. That's large beast. Yes.
Giant scorpions are not giant size. That's
I mean,
Wonderful.
well, giant is not a well, giant is not actually a size.
yeah.
Oh, right. It's large, huge, colossal.
Like you do
Large,
giant
huge,
poison, it's
gargantuan.
medium beast, right? Like you do giant rat, it's still a small beast. It's not suddenly my size. Thank God.
All right.
You are not wrong. All right. So you're taking up almost that whole square, especially with your tail hanging back, but you're good.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm blocking someone. I can be in this because these are I forgot. Are these squares 5 by 5 or 10 by 10?
They're 10 by 10.
Yeah. So I
So
would.
you got room. You're good.
Yeah. All right. All right. I'm gonna go hit number 1. I miss horribly. It's a what's my adding? 5 plus. I think it's a 9 for the first one, which isn't great.
9
Nice.
does not hit.
Yeah. I'm gonna
That
try.
feels like it was like a natural 2.
Oh, I hit like a 5.
Oh wow, your attack bonus sucks.
I mean, it is 2 attacks in a. So this time it's a 10, so it's a plus 4 is 14.
14 does not hit either, unfortunately.
All right, that's some bullshit.
It's very reasonable for a 14 not to hit.
No, I know. It's my first time not hitting with one in the claws. All right,
Yeah,
go and attack one again.
that's okay. Maybe you can poison him.
I don't know if I can. He had immune to poison. I've missed every sting. So. Oh! I got it. I rolled a 16 plus a 4. It's a 20.
That hits.
Okay. This is
So
what
this
it
is
does.
with your tail?
Yes, this is a sting.
Okay.
This does 1d10 plus 2 piercing damage, so I'm guaranteed that. And it says, and the target must make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw, taking 4d10 poison damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. I don't know if this is resistant to poison or poison damage, or if those are two different things.
It's
But-
almost certainly a construct, right?
Poison and poison damage. The poisoned condition and poison damage are different.
So this is not poison condition, best as I can tell. This is purely poison damage if it fails the DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Right. Okay. Well, you definitely get the piercing damage, so roll that.
Yeah. My D10. All right. 6 for yeah, six for the piercing damage.
6. Okay. And you drive the stinger in, you get the piercing damage, but it does not appear the poison from your stinger does not appear to be having any effect.
So no, it doesn't take poison damage. This thing.
Yeah,
That is what you are led to
it's
believe.
almost
yes.
certainly a construct of some kind.
It's a bitch.
I took like 4 failed attempts before finding out on the
All right.
fifth one, but whatever. Good luck, guys. He's not grappled.
All right. So it is the creature's turn. On its turn, up to this point, it has been kind of making sort of like slam attacks with its hands on you. This time you see him not go for that, but he pulls his hands back closer to him and starts making some kind of gesture.
Oh, dang.
And you guys, I mean, you've dealt with magic users in your career as adventurers. You would interpret this as it looks like he's maybe about to cast some sort of spell. Or, the somatic components, right? So, but nothing happens immediately. And it is River's turn.
So River knows counterspell.
Don't you have to know what the spell is?
You can use counterspell as a reaction. I believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
trying
has
to
not
figure out.
yet cast a spell.
Okay. No, this is the 3/5 SRD. It is a reaction. You attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell. If the creature is casting a spell of 3rd level or lower, its spell fails and has no effects. If the spell is of 4th level or higher, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. So, do you think I have to wait until he's actually started doing something that is recognizable as casting a spell, or do you think I could react to that with counterspell?
I will
Either is fine.
tactically, maybe you want to wait until he actually. I say he's casting the spell to say if.
All right, if that's an interruptible time, then yeah, then that sounds good.
But yeah, I mean, he looks like he's about to do something, right? So if you
All right.
want to try to use counterspell now as your reaction, you can totally do that. I will let you do that.
Can I get another? Well, I guess what I'm really asking is, do I get a reaction at some time where I think it's clear that he's casting a spell, like more clear than this?
Yeah, as long as you haven't used your reaction for something else, like taking
Okay,
an opportunity attack.
But I
If
won't
I
take
say
this.
he's casting the spell, you can then do counterspell. Yes.
All right, great. So then I won't do that right now. I will swing this mace. Oh my sweet +3.
Aim for his mouth and tell him to shut up.
16.
16 hits.
Get out of town. That must be the absolute minimum. All right, 1d6 minus 1, baby. 2 damage. Plus, whatever effects it has being a holy mace.
All right.
Of lying to us.
So River takes a swing with the mace, weak as it may be. But again, the mace strikes true. You hear this loud, cacophonous ringing sound that fills the chamber, and the mace glows when it strikes the target. The creature roars in pain, or apparent pain at least, and is obviously staggered.
Huh.
And almost immediately vanishes into a puff of smoke from kind of picturing the snap from Endgame.
We did it.
We did it, guys. Orin is mega pissed. He is still thinking that might have been the Demi-Lich, and now he has no evidence.
Okay, so you are in a room now with this decaying furniture. There does appear to be, maybe a few other things in here you guys haven't really taken a look.
There's a fire.
And it's still mildly on fire.
Yeah.
We're out of initiative. What do you guys want to do?
Put out the fire.
Yeah.
I need a secure location so we can rest. I am out of most things.
Now, when
Yeah.
you say this, is your scorpion mouth like talking like some Looney Tunes cartoon like this to us? Or are you just going...
I assume he's making noises not unlike the brain bug at the end of Starship Troopers. That like chittering, shuddering.
I'm tapping my tail on the ground impatiently, like a foot. I don't know, whatever rhythm of that, but that's as aggravated as I want to portray my.
Wait, so you turn around to us, and then your tail is just angrily tapping on the floor, and you're just like clawing, looking at us, and we're like, "What's? we don't understand."
I don't know. Wait till the fire's out, at least.
You're scaring
It's
us.
a limited time, so there's
Who's
no.
putting out the fire? Somebody's putting out the fire.
I'll
Yeah, I'm
put-
trying to figure out if I have anything that I can use to put out the fire.
I would like to use this fabric around, grab some of that fabric, and like just pat it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Pat on the fire. I don't know. I'm not a firefighter.
All right. While you're putting out the fire, give me a perception check.
Just him or
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to
Perceive.
just him, because you guys haven't told me you're looking around the room, but while he's putting out the fire, just him perception check.
All right, just me. Perception check.
I was really hoping to be the only one to make
15.
it and not tell you guys shit.
Okay. You do notice just out of the corner of your eye that this decaying furniture is not the only thing in the room. There's some other things that are covered up by the furniture.
Oh. May I open?
But does he manage to get the fire out?
He manages. Yes, the fire's put out.
Okay. Then I would like to search the room.
Okay. Give me investigation or perception. Your choice.
Dealer's choice, huh?
And then at which point should we take the rest? I guess after this.
Well, I feel like if we can establish what our threat vectors are, we can mitigate them and take a rest.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Investigation of 14.
Okay. You find there's the crown, obviously, that fell off the creature's head. That's still there. It's made out of what looks like solid gold inlaid with a couple of gems. The couch that the creature was lying on appears to be made out of solid gold. You notice that. You also see a jade coffer, like a small box. And then you notice kind of tucked in underneath some of the furniture is a fine leather bag. It's it's in pretty good condition, unlike everything else in this room that's not made out of some kind of metal. It's not rotting away. So you find that. But as you guys are looking through the room and kind of piecing together what you found there, you start to hear rumbling noises. There's trembling. The ground is shaking underneath you. You're hearing grinding noises like stone on stone and dust starting to come down from the ceiling.
Is the ceiling moving?
The whole room appears to be shaking.
What about the entrances out? Entrances and exit ways out.
Just so the room, and it's shaking a little less violently in the staircase leading down to where you guys were.
Okay.
Quickly.
I'm going to snatch up the fine leather bag and the crown and head up the staircase.
Yeah, I'm heading back up.
Back into the main hallway. Does the shaking continue to get lesser and lesser as I go up there?
Once you get to the top of the steps, the shaking feels like it's lessened. Is everybody following you? What's everybody doing?
For me, when I was putting out the fire, you said that I noticed some things weren't being covered. Or
what I described from that search check is the contents of what you guys would have been able to notice in the time you had.
Okay, so I just head
Did
back
I miss
up.
anything? I got the crown and the fine leather bag.
So I'm making a further beeline. I don't know how to hold my breath as a scorpion, but I'm gonna try. And just run out, past to where I remember the fear gas stuff.
So there's a bunch of gas in this upper corridor here.
Yes.
Is that what we're saying? Okay.
I think it starts at the foot of the stairs. So I think it's only those 3 boxes, but wherever it comes from the left, it continues to come from.
You guys haven't seen the end of that hallway. I haven't drawn out because it's just totally obscured by that gas. But yeah, it starts at the bottom of that staircase that Tal is at, and then continues through that hallway.
We used a wind force thing, and it got up to that left side, and it continued to build up there.
All right, River's coming up the stairs with us, I'm assuming.
That sounds fair.
Okay.
So we're all huddled inside the door, but at the top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Do we feel safe where we are, or?
Yeah. So you see, looking behind you, you see that it looks like the ceiling in that room you guys were in collapsed, and a lot of debris, rocks kind of fell down. They're now blocking off that door that led into that room, and a little bit of the bottom of the stairs. But it kind of trails off, and you guys feel like you're safe from the cave-in at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Can we climb out through the ceiling? What is you said it blocked the doorway and there's no way to get through or over?
It's not blocking the doorway into that hallway with the gas. It's blocking the doorway into the room where you fought that creature.
Right. I'm saying that's just a closed off area, right? It doesn't look like we can climb up and see some opening or anything.
The rocks are, I mean, maybe you could dig through the rubble, but there's not an easy way for you to crawl in. They're blocking off that door.
Right.
Okay.
I take the traveler's clothes out of my pack and gently wrap the crown in them. Does the crown have any like engravings on it or any markings that like identify it as coming from around the era that a Serverac would have been buried?
I'll say that as a so you've gotten only really fragments about the legend of Acererak, so you don't know specifically when he would have been buried.
Okay.
There are some rumors from your research of him going back to the time of the Netherese Empire, and you looking at the crown, there are a couple of markings on it that might indicate that it the markings look like they relate to that culture. But the crown is in really good condition. It's solid gold. It's not obvious whether or not it's that ancient.
Okay. But it does have some markings that I am choosing to believe are Netherese.
That I'd say, based on your research, that's the conclusion you would come to.
All right. I put that into my pack. Now to try and figure out what to do about this fear gas. Do you guys think it's magical gas?
I'm pretty sure it is magical gas. I was trying to use wind wall. I don't remember if I was trying to wind wall as far as I could. I think I was actually trying to wind wall right up to where it was drawn, basically, because we cared more about the hallway at the time. And I still have the spell to do it again, so I can try to do it further if we want to observe further. At the time, I was the one like running in and checking out and stuff.
I do have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magic. So I'm wondering if I would get that against a fear gas. Do you guys remember what saves you had to make, if any?
Shit. No, it was definitely either Constitution or Wisdom. I want to say it was Wisdom, but I might be wrong there.
It was Constitution saves you guys were making.
Okay, so probably some kind of poison gas. Well, I'm not really kicking it in. When did the gas start, or was it just always there?
I think it was always there. We rounded the corner and we saw this, like, as we looked further, it was dense. And then Paul was like, hey, let's throw a chicken in there.
The chicken was not fucking having it, huh?
The chicken was not having it. We caught it. And then I think, I'm trying to remember, I think we even, like, kind of forced it to go through further just to see if it would die if it stayed in the gas or something.
I don't remember you guys trying that.
I thought we did because I thought we were like, hey, or maybe we were just holding it when it was right outside the gas to see if it would die or see how long it would take to calm down.
Yeah, you held it, and you waited after about a minute. The chicken seemed to calm down.
I remember holding an unhappy chicken, basically.
It was flailing and flapping about, and it looked like it was trying to get out of your grasp and get away from you. But after about a minute, it calmed down.
So yeah, I mean, I do have Dispel Magic. I just don't know what it is. So I don't
Yeah.
spell it. I have Wind Wall. They both share the same type of spell, so I really could only use one of these before I have to take a nap. And it's Wind Wall. I think I can just kind of push further back if someone wants to go and try to check something.
I'm just trying to figure out where we can take a long rest.
Oh. I mean, honestly,
Is this the only one you checked? This pit. Sorry, did you manage to check the other two pits?
I think we glanced at them, but I actually can't remember. It's been a while, so.
Okay. Sorry, we could recheck them. Just the poem says two pits along the way will be found to lead to a fortuitous fall, so check the wall. So
You're not wrong.
what's in this leather sack?
Okay, you open up the sack, and you find 278 platinum pieces.
Ooh. Money, 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 money.
We're not going to make it out alive.
You find 29 gems of various sizes and types. You find a map that, looking at it quickly, appears to show a location from your knowledge of the area, which is several hundred miles away from where you are right now. And it looks like it's a treasure map. It has sort of an X marks the spot, like it's trying to direct you to go to this spot that's hundreds of miles from here.
Yo, fuck.
And then,
Let's go treasure hunting, guys.
and you also find a wooden box inside the bag. That's the lid of it is intricately carved, and the box is about the size of a deck of cards.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. What if it's an X marks that don't go here spot?
It's true. What if we traveled like hundreds of miles and saw the same exact shit, like down to the T, the same exact designs and everything? Like,
Right.
so angry.
It's because I've been watching The Office recently, and Michael Scott writes in green when he means to say, "Go ahead and don't talk about this."
Of course.
G is for green is for G, which means go ahead and shut up about this, meaning don't talk about it.
It's like the Durkin demon.
The D. The D.
Don't do this.
Or do this.
Or do this.
Yep.
Or sometimes just be for Durkin. Just plain Durkin.
Does anyone have anything that might be useful against poison gas?
I can double check,
Oh,
but
shit. Can I please say I picked up the immovable rod before the place collapsed? Please say I did that. Or is it lost forever?
No, I think that's lost forever, my dude.
God damn
I
it.
mean,
That's
it
true.
would,
I will.
No, it's fine. It's lost. I never said I picked it up.
Really forgot about it.
Yeah.
excuse me, somebody still has stone shape and might be able to try to get through decently.
You want to try and give that a shot then? I mean, you can't even stone shape that far in, can you?
It's like a 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot block, I think. So it's
You're not going to be able with 5 feet by 5 feet to get into that part of the room. You'll have to cast stone shape multiple times.
You're right. You're right. I wouldn't even be able to move through to the area I need.
From what you've seen, you have been able to affect the. You were able to affect the floor of that one room. You haven't tried every room or the ceiling or whatever, but you'd have to cast it multiple times. You know that.
How many
Do
times?
you guys know the chickens have names?
What has named?
The chickens, they're all named.
I'm not.
Oh, really?
I'm not surprised at all.
Would you like to know which one you killed?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I would.
Jeremy.
Jeremy,
Cooked by Tall's flame sphere.
finger
Damn.
looking. Yeah.
That's. I hope that he wasn't keeping that information from us as a character choice.
So I don't know because his character didn't seem to care as much about the value of these chickens as the other character he's played. Like the other character would have been like, "No, what are you doing? Why are you throwing a chicken in here and like burning it?" So,
So what about mage hands?
to like slowly.
How dense is this rubble?
It's pretty tightly packed. And you would guess that a mage hand can only apply 10 pounds of force, and some of the pieces of ceiling are definitely heavier than that. So,
Oh yeah, I just was wondering if the mage hand might be small enough to worm its way through the rubble and pull the what you call it, the immovable rod out.
it wouldn't be able to fit. You don't see anything that's a large enough gap that you could obviously fit mage hand through.
Okay.
I think you would need to fit it through a gap. I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's not magical.
Completely
It can't, like, pass
immaterial.
through.
Yeah.
I mean, and even if it did, you would need it to be able to do that for
The rod itself, yeah.
the rod itself. Although, what's the definition on stone shape?
Let me double check, but it should be moving any like stone like structure within a 5 feet by 5 feet by 5 feet area.
Yeah, I guess what I'm asking is it limited to that 5 by 5 by 5, or if you're only shaping a small amount of stone, can you shape a larger length?
You mean like the same volume, but stretch
But
that-
like, in a narrow tube that is directly.
I don't think it specifies that. Let me look it up. I feel like if anything, that would likely have to be a DM choice. But let's see. Okay. You touch a stone object of medium size or smaller or a section of stone no more than 5 feet in any dimension and form, in any shape. So it says no more
So
than 5 feet in any dimension. So I would think no based on that. And
Yeah,
form
it
in any
has to be
shape.
contained within that cube.
What?
It has to be contained within that 5 foot by 5 foot
From
cube.
my understanding, based on that. So, for example,
Yeah, I would.
shape a large rock into a weapon, idol, or copper, or make a small passage through a wall as long as the wall is less than 5 feet thick.
Yeah, it says because unfortunately, since it says more than 5 feet in any dimension, I would say you can't do like 1 foot high and 10 foot long. Like you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I think. What was your plan?
Well, I was thinking if you would open up a passageway, then we could use the mage hand to actually get the thing. And since the passageway doesn't need to accommodate a human, it could be much narrower and therefore much longer. But that's not how it works. So
It's fine. We'll take a rest and think about it,
yeah. Well, yeah, maybe.
I mean, I could
Do we think we could get a rest in on these stairs? That feels like a reach.
I thought back to where I was. We're relatively safe in terms of what was behind and ahead of us, right? Like we dropped down into this pitfall to get here to these three
Yeah.
rooms. So like something has to drop down from there, and then we got this fear gas over here. Like there's two positions to look at. Like
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hold my breath and run up to where Tall is, so that we are at least all together.
Sounds good.
Okay, you do that without issue.
Same.
And then River's gonna do the same, and I guess Diaz too. Nice.
so I have some level spells that I can use before we go out. Like so I have one more wind wall, for example, if we want to do a quick check. I think it lasts like a minute or something. I have to double check. But if we wanted to try to get past this gas before we sleep, just to check. This would be more a scouting thing, but that's up to you guys.
I'm wondering if Unseen Servant can.
Go through and not be affected.
No, it looks like it can't. Can't use the Unseen Servant to scry. That makes sense. Okay, so do we think we can?
I mean, I could also heal someone up if they want to heal up before they go and check or something. Right now, I'm still a scorpion, but I'm assuming that's going to turn down pretty, like, before we do anything.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we can get. I wonder if we can use River's polymorph to transform one of us into something that is immune to poison.
Well, we don't know that it's poison exactly. It's closer to some type of fear thing for sure. Well, okay, I don't know except for sure. We knew how the chicken acted, but like, what was it? I think my eyes were like burning and think that's normal gas stuff. I guess that's.
Yeah. I'm figuring that like with Constitution saves and the fact that it's gaseous, it's just a poison that causes a fear effect.
Maybe. So what I do have is I have restoration and greater restoration, I think, which I don't
All right.
know what it does. I think it heals you from poison, but I don't think it.
All right. So here's what I figure. If it's a fear effect, then I'm just going to try and run away from the poison, which means the only ways I'll be able to go is back through you guys or down into that staircase.
Right.
So if you want to use wind wall, I will leave all my gear here
sure.
and press forward with the wind wall and explore as best I can. And then if I wind up failing the con check, I'll wind up running back through you guys, and you guys should be strong enough, the three of you, to grapple me.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that for sure. Chris, I can use the wind wall to just go as far back as I can, right? Or do I have to, like, direct it a certain way? Or is there, like, natural resistance if I go past a certain way? I don't know how this works exactly.
I'm not sure I understand your question.
So
I mean, you saw before that you were able to push the gas back and keep it at bay.
Mhm.
Was
it I couldn't go back any further, like at all, or was it? What was the deal of?
I don't think you tried. I mean, you imagine that if this hallway continues on, you probably would be able to keep pushing it away from you. I mean, there's a limit, I guess, onto what amount of space you need for this amount of gas to be in, but gas will conform to the shape of its container. So
Okay, so I can make the wall up to 50 feet long and 15 feet high.
And
Yeah.
1 foot thick.
What it said is the strong wind keeps fog, smoke, and other gases at bay. And then smaller flying creatures or objects can't pass through the wall. Things fly upward if they're like projectiles. And creatures and gaseous forms can't pass through, which is a nice bonus. So I guess from the base of the stairs where the wind ends, right? Well, that's not that much actually. It was over here and there's no effect, right? Was that correct, Chris?
On the
so
stairs.
you were where at the
Here.
yeah, it's once you step to like 2 feet out into the hallway from where the bottom of the stairs is, that's when you started feeling the effects of the gas.
Okay, so I want to be like slightly like 1 foot, instead of 2 feet, and then do my 50 feet
Sure.
wind wall as far back as I can.
Okay, so you're trying to push the gas 50 feet away from you,
Yeah.
basically.
You got a minute for this,
Yeah, okay.
Francis.
Sorry.
You have a minute for this.
Okay.
All right, so you do that and you push the gas seems to meet some resistance there. So either there's something else that's creating some sort of resistance, or there's actually a wall there that you can't push the gas any further past.
But take your time to investigate. I guess the last whatever you can down there, maybe.
Yeah, so I'll try and get as far down here as I can.
I should have.
Do an investigation and search the area, especially trying to feel through the wind, through the gas.
Okay, and you're backing up, so you're trying not to breathe it in, right?
Yeah, I'm doing my
Kind of
best.
sticking your hand through. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, give me a perception check. You're trying to feel the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perception 27.
All right, you feel around pretty thoroughly, and you're not feeling the edges of any sort of door or really any features on that wall.
But it is a wall.
It is a wall.
Okay. Can I investigate this area around me and see if there's any kind of mechanism that is maybe emitting the gas, or maybe as a dial where I can turn down the gas or something like that?
I will say that perception score was so high. You're not seeing anything that looks like a vent or a lever or really any sort of control mechanism. It just looks like, for whatever reason, the gas is just here in this hallway.
Okay. So I guess that's all I can really do in the hallway. I'll come back and explain as much and say, listen, if it's not, so the hallway ends. There's a wall on the other side of that gas over there. I can't find any reason why that gas should be here. So if it's not coming from a physical source, maybe it's magical? Should we try and dispel magic?
I mean, I can try and dispel. Well, actually, I can't. I used my last slot just now.
River knows dispel magic.
I think he actually tried to spell magic, and it did not have any effect.
Okay.
He would know that, like, dispel magic, well, I guess he tried it, but he would interpret it not working as, like, dispel magic is meant to end spells, and usually from like a discrete source of a spell. So if the entire room is filled with gas, he's not going to be able to dispel the whole thing with it, unless there was a certain particular spell that was,
Could he use detect magic real quick? No, he's expended all of his level 1 slots. Does anyone have detect magic that they can use?
I do not believe I do, and I can't do it while I still have wind wall up.
Okay, well, I guess we're screwed on that end. Um,
I'm fine with going back and checking the pits or whatever after a bit, but
no, let's. This is as good a place as any to rest, right? We've made it fairly unlikely that there's going to be anything coming up from the gas. We didn't find any other like gaps or secret doors or anything, so this is a fairly safe area. We might as well try and take a rest here. What do you guys think?
sounds good to me.
Can we take a long rest? Has it been long enough?
I'll say yes. I mean, it's a little early, and you guys have been having trouble keeping track of time, but it's been long enough. You think you could probably get to sleep.
Okay. It's a lot easier to sleep when you're getting punched in the face by a giant mummy thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's see. Is River no alarm? Does anyone know alarm?
Alarm? What's alarm?
It's a spell that allows you to essentially set a magical tripwire that will set off an alarm in your head if something crosses it.
I don't believe I have that.
River doesn't.
No. Do I have a bell? Yeah, I've got some hempen rope, but no bells or anything like that.
Last time you guys did set up a watch order.
Yeah, I figure we'll set up
do that.
Figure we'll set up a watch order. I'm just trying to. How much stone shape you got?
I think one left. Let's see.
I wonder if we can like barricade ourselves in with a stone shape and then get rid of it in the morning.
No, I wouldn't say we could barricade ourselves. We could create a 5 foot by 5 foot by like little wall thing to like have a safer cocoon like area from, but not really.
All right. So I guess just watch order and take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my spell to use good berries so we get some nice snacks for tomorrow. What does good berry do again?
I think it makes existing berries nutritious.
Well, I think I create food spontaneously, but I'm trying to figure out.
Yep, up to 10 berries appear in your hand.
No one has rations, right? I'm just gonna use these for our rations.
I have 10 days of ration.
I can swap this out every other day, or just you like store up some rations for some time. But it's a 24-hour thing.
Yeah,
Ah,
I've still got 10 days of rations myself. So,
Oh, okay.
but every berry gives us enough.
It's a 1-day ration thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just make 10 anyway for now, and then I'll probably swap it out tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, if you got them, smoke them if you got them. Right? There's no reason not to.
Yep.
So there's the 4 of us, and there's the 4 remaining chickens. And was there a goat?
I have no idea.
No, I think just Douchey has the goat. All right. Yeah. Cool. I guess he's got enough feed for the chickens. So, all right. Who wants to take first watch? I guess I can volunteer for first watch. Oren volunteers for first watch.
How long are the watches? Because it seems like I need 4 hours a day of meditation to gain the benefits of a long rest. So I could keep watch all the other ones if you take the first 4 or whatever, then keep watch the rest of the time if you want.
I would usually expect it to be 4 2-hour watches, right?
Okay.
That's
But-
standard. You guys don't have to do it that way.
I'll take
But-
a 2-hour watch.
I'm done with that. I'll take second watch.
All right. River can take third if Tall wants to take last watch.
Sure.
All right, cool.
And where are you guys taking your watch? Just on that, in between those 2 sets of stairs?
Yep, on this little landing, we're going to try and get a long rest in.
Okay. All right, so person who has first watch, give me a perception check while everybody else is asleep.
Last time this happened, we saw some weird animal creatures walk through, right?
18.
18. Okay. Your watch passes seemingly without incident.
All right.
Cool.
Next is Diaz.
Yep. And I roll a perception check or what?
Perception check, yes. Just see if you notice anything, around while you're keeping watch.
18.
18. Okay. Your watch passes seemingly without incident.
Cool. Right.
Who's up? Third watch.
River rolls a 14.
14. Okay. His watch passes seemingly without incident.
So up to you, Tall.
I rolled an 18. Well, I rolled a 9, but I have an 18.
Okay. Your watch also passes seemingly without incident.
Woo!
Woo!
You guys all wake up. You have the benefits of a long rest. Get your hit points back. Get your spell slots back.
Quick question. I don't really know too many of the level 5 spells, but I don't really want to use Greater Restoration that much. How are elementals? Conjure elemental seems like a thing, right? I don't really want to look up how good they are. But like,
They're
familiar with elementals? They're okay, right?
they're reasonably powerful.
All right, that's good enough for me. I can transform twice and conjure an elemental if I want twice.
So you are swapping out Greater Restoration. You will not have that prepared. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I might double check these other things, but for the most part, it's the same. I'm probably taking out Goodberry for something. Maybe Fog Cloud? I don't know what Fog Cloud does, but it sounds interesting. But that's mostly it for me. If there's any drastic things, is Fog Cloud.
River knows Greater Restoration, so
Okay. He knows a lot of spells. I'm sure he'll.
how much health do we get back?
I thought you get back all of them.
Your full health, 5e.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yep.
And you said all the spell slots come back? Is that correct?
Correct.
Cool. Come on, Mythweavers. Relog in. Do we need to be fucking sponsored by Mythweavers? Because we mention them every time.
For real? As long as that sponsorship involves having login work correctly, then yeah, I'd love that. I do feel like we're not exactly positive press for Mythweavers here. It does feel like half of our conversations about Mythweavers are like, no, I fucked it.
I'm thinking there's a load balancer involved, and like they're storing
must be.
sessions in a real stupid way.
They must be doing sticky sessions
Yeah.
and in-memory management, and if you just get bounced to the wrong server or something.
That makes perfect
Oh, that's
sense,
so
actually.
dumb.
That actually makes perfect sense.
I mean, if I had $1 for every time I saw a setup like that and went, well, what happens if somebody gets bounced to the wrong server? Like,
What about him? Fuck him.
software's hard, guys.
Yeah,
It's not as hard as we make it, but it's hard.
it can be very hard. It can be as hard as you want to make it.
I love that River has a feat that gives him that he can always find a place to perform. He receives free lodging and food of a modest or comfortable standard as long as he performs every night.
That's pretty good.
When strangers recognize you in a town where you have performed, they typically take a liking to you. That's such a badass thing for a bard to have. It does really feel like they brought a lot of the role playing back in 5th edition, which is nice.
If River has Dispel Magic, so I'm looking into what Protection from Energy is. That sounds maybe useful. Protection from anything sounds useful in this place, to be honest.
Yeah.
While you guys are
I might
discussing,
choose
we're going to take a bathroom break. Be
You
right
can
back.
You might,
If you can take arbitrary protection spells,
acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Resistance to the damage for up to 1 hour. I don't know. I don't know if I need that. Speak with plant. Are we encountering any plants?
one of us should have spec'd cleric. Jesus. Turn undead would be really helpful.
I mean, we've only come across the one, right? Technically.
There was the mummy thing. There was the skeleton thing. There was the other, more different skeleton thing.
I only remember. I do remember the other skeleton. I don't remember the first skeleton.
Yeah, Ranger's been pretty useless, right? Like more than half of these features and traits don't apply.
It's a tough situation.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Oh, I guess it was a gargoyle before.
Okay.
Was there a question? Sorry.
No, I am. Wow, I should be doing this. Enhance ability? I think it's a level 2 spell. And I can give people some stuff for an hour. And they include stuff like Bear's Endurance, which they have advantage on Constitution checks and gain 2d6 temporary hit points. Or like Bull Strength. The target has advantage on strength checks, which might be nice for that mace. And their carrying capacity doubles. Cat's Grace. The target has advantage on dexterity checks. It also doesn't take the damage from falling 20 feet or less. Like, that's nice for going down hills, right?
Yeah.
The rest are just plain old advantage on charisma, intelligence, and wisdom. And if I cast it at higher levels, we can affect more targets. All right, I'm gonna try to switch from bar skin, I guess, to enhance ability. Let's try that. And I think that's it for my changes. I guess I'll keep Dispel Magic. Grasping Vine still seems fun. What was a Wall of Fire good for? Probably not much. Dominate Beast. Take a Dominate Beast. Also, if we like Polymorph that much, in the future, both me and Paul can double have that spell.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that.
For what it's worth, because it may have impacted what you guys were trying to plan, a creature that's polymorphed keeps their personality but takes the mental stats of the creature that they're turned into. So if you turn somebody into a rat or like a moth or something, they're going to be pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Can you polymorph into something more intelligent than what you are right now?
if you can, I think it's based on CR level. I forget. I'd have to look it up, but you can make some choices. Sure.
I was gonna say, if you like turn a rat into a lion, would it just be like very fast and looking for cheese, or would it like kill us all? Like,
Fuck around and find out. I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
we haven't come across any beasts like normal beasts, right?
Trying to think.
The snakes you let out of that chest would have been counted as a beast.
Okay, those snakes were our homies. Okay, they were our friends.
Yeah,
We
they're
didn't-
really they're still attacking that gargoyle even to this moment.
I was looking at dominate beast. I don't think that's worth it.
There's 2 doors left for us. Back in the room with all of the basketball players.
Oh, that room. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the ones on the
On the left side.
west wall?
Yeah.
I won't discourage you from messing with those, but you did try to open them and you found like it was just a brick wall with an opening that shot spears out at you.
Yeah.
Or you don't know, but just so you remember.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, so shall we go check these other pits?
Let's do it.
I will follow along, but climbing up and down is a bit of a hassle for me in general.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what happened last time, but climbing down was.
I'm sure somebody can boost you up. How deep is this pit up here that we're about to walk into?
10 feet.
And did we leave ourselves any kind of ladder or rope or anything?
You strung it up from the immovable rod, which is not there anymore.
That's fucking true.
Cool beans, my dudes.
I mean, we can still try to get the movable rod.
Maybe. What does Bigby's hand help in this?
Bigby's hand has a strength of 26. That might help you move some boulders. River says.
Yeah.
You guys still have rope, I believe. I don't think you've used all your rope.
I definitely still
Just to
have.
be clear.
I think
I just meant that the immovable rod that you hung it from, you took that down and did bring
Yeah.
with you.
I definitely still have rope. I'm pretty sure Hector still has some of his rope.
Nope.
Sure.
I don't have any rope.
I thought you had like 5 feet or 40 feet or something.
Lost
You had-
rope when moving chest is what I wrote.
Okay, well, I still have my rope, and I thought at least one other person does. But
I've got silk rope and hempen rope, so
yeah, okay.
between those we can I'm sure we can get our ways out of this. Maybe. I've also got a pretty good climb check. or rather, I have some kind of bonus to climbing. So, should we try and excavate? I don't think we're ever going to get there, to be honest with you.
Get where precisely?
To the immovable rod. I think that might just be lost.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I fucked up and didn't think about it at the moment. So
The room was shaking, you know?
Yeah.
It would, like, panic.
In the meantime, though, so the check is to try and get out of the pit and go into the other pit, but at the same time, that square block is 5 by 5 by 5, or something, or 5 by 5 by 10.
What?
Sorry. So me and Orin are in the room, in the pit room, and then
Right.
immediately to the east is a 5 by 5 by 10, basically. Right, because it's 10 feet up. It's a solid block that's blocking us from going into the other pit.
Not sure I understand the question. So there's a lid on each of the pits that you've seen in the floor, and it kind of opened up like that.
Yeah.
When the pit opened.
Yeah.
You can't see from your vantage point whether the other pits are still. I mean, they were opened when you went by. You can't see if they've like reset or something. The one above you, it is open.
What am I trying to say? Either stone shape our way from this pit to the other pit. If that's
Oh, I
possible.
see what you're saying.
Or
That would be 10 feet. So
Yeah, these are 10
that's further.
okay. So at best you can do like half of that.
Do you think that Diaz could lift me up and just kind of hurl me up?
Oh, you want to do
Plus
that
a
again?
climb check?
You want to do that again?
Yeah, fastball special.
Cannonball. All right. What I rolled throw? It's probably strength check.
Yeah, I'll say do a strength check.
It's +1 mod is what I have.
And I could do acrobatics maybe.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how far it throws you.
Natural 20 +1, 21.
Nice.
Okay, you get all the way up to the top, no issue.
I just
You are
yeet.
up on the floor.
I just I hop up and land like on the edge with my hands on my hips, like. All right. I'm gonna. So there's a doorway here, right? I'm seeing.
Yes.
I'm gonna come on the other side of this doorway and hammer a baton into the wall,
Yep.
and then I'm going to tie my silk rope to it and drop my silk rope in the pit.
Okay. No issue there.
I will not be expecting to get this baton back. I will be expecting to get the rope back.
And I climb the rope. Do I have to roll for that?
No, I'll say it's pretty secure. You're able to get up. No issue.
Noise. A high five. Orin.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. There you go. And then we're like, hey, you two come in or what?
Yeah.
I take it River follows us up. I high-five him when he gets to the top of the rope.
Nice.
Tao gets to the top of the rope, and I go to high-five him as well.
Which hand are you using?
Ooh,
Ooh.
my bad.
Ooh.
Is Tal able to make it up, by the way?
With one hand.
I'm
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Keep forgetting you only have one hand.
In his
Yeah.
defense, it's just because he's stupid.
Yeah.
I saw the logic behind what he was trying to do. Actually, it just
I was
the poem did not mean what he thought it meant.
I was too quick to be
Apparently.
It feels so good.
I will say you guys could try to pull him up. or else he's going to have to definitely give me a strength check to try to one hand climb the rope up.
We'll pull him up.
Yeah, you can like wrap your hand in it, and we'll just pull you up by that if you want.
Sure.
Do you need strength checks out of us for that?
I'll say between the three of you helping him, he's able to get out. No issue.
All right. I untie my rope from the baton and stuff it back in my bag. Actually, you know what? No, I don't. I tie it back to the baton and just stretch it out over here and throw it down into this second pit.
Cool.
It's 50 feet of rope, so I figure 10 feet across the room and then maybe a few feet down the pit. How deep is this pit?
10 feet.
Okay. So that should get us down to the bottom of that. Can I lower myself into the pit and take a look around without hurting myself?
Yes, you can. Give me a perception check. You're jumping down to the floor of the pit, or you're trying to hang on the rope and look around?
Well, if I can get to the floor without hurting myself, I would prefer to do that.
Yeah, there's enough room in between the spikes at the bottom that you can kind of,
All right, I got a 15.
Okay. Looking around, you're not seeing anything that looks like any kind of secret door or other mechanism or lever in this pit. One was pretty obvious, and you've taken a little bit more of a thorough look. You're still not seeing anything here.
Okay, I will climb back out. Now I will untie my rope. And did we decide we could like shimmy along the edge to get around these pits?
Yes, there's enough clearance. If you're careful, you can do that.
Okay. I will carefully get myself into this room and hammer a baton into the wall here and repeat that little rope dance. How deep is this pit?
10 feet deep.
All right. I will lower myself down and take a look around.
All right. Perception check again.
17.
Same thing. You're not seeing anything that looks like a secret door or anything else that's notable along the walls.
I wonder if there are other pits we should be checking. I climb back out and report my findings to my brethren. And then pack up my rope.
Looks like it's time to play some hoops.
Is there an easy list to like find like fae or woodland beings? Like there's spells like conjure woodland beings or conjure minor woodland beings. It just says, yep, you can conjure some fae creatures.
They're usually listed that way in the monster manual.
It's what?
There's usually lists at the back of the monster manuals. It's like creatures by attribute. You can get all the fae and all of the.
That you're talking about by the glossary, right? Is there like one by CR list? Because even the elementals, like I saw a list of the elementals, but not the minor elementals. Which is like
in 3.5, elemental is its own entry. And,
it is in here, but fae doesn't seem to be. I was looking up fae.
Right, fae wouldn't be.
So am I just expect
it's a creature archetype.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm assuming it's like fairies or.
There's a D&D Beyond has a list of monsters that's sortable, that you can sort by certain criteria. Like you can search for all the fae monsters.
Okay.
If that's something that would help you. It doesn't have. I don't think I see like woodland being on here.
Well, that's the name of the spell. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Which nothing is actually identified as a woodland being, but they say fae, and there's a few things. Like there's something called a blink dog, and I'm trying to figure out if I can do it with minor woodland creatures, because it sounds like I can. Because it sounds like you can split up.
Dryad, satyr, hag, or sprite.
Dryad, satyr, hag, or sprite is what I get.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. Sorry, I never looked at the conjuration of stuff.
Blink dogs are pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought the blink dog looked pretty cool. I think I'm gonna switch that spell. I think it's a minor, requiring a core. Let me double check that. But
You summon fey creatures. Are there specific creatures you were reading, Francis? Because I'm not seeing that. It just says fey creatures of a certain challenge
so I
rating.
was looking at the D20 SRD, or the 5th SRD, I believe is the 5thsrd.org, and it's got monsters by type, and it lists Blink Dog, Dryad, Green Hag, Satyr, Sea Hag, and Sprite as the fey creatures.
that's for minor, like being able to.
It just says fey.
Oh, okay.
Like that's like, I don't think there's major or minor fey. There's just fey, and they have a specific CR and a specific number of hit dice.
I'm reading this as you could conjure 8 blink dogs if you wanted.
That's kind of what I thought too. Maybe it wasn't a minor. Maybe it was just minor elemental. Maybe there's one minor woodland being. Maybe it was just woodland being. Yeah, I think it's that. So I'm gonna swap out grasping vine for conjure woodland beings.
Hmm.
So I got
Okay.
Yeah, check that out. Yeah, one fey creature, CR2 or lower.
that sounds.
CR1 or lower. Yeah.
I got elementals to summon if I want some damage. I can turn into creatures, and then I got some woodland beings mostly for utility. I think I'll have to look into what those are. But
So it looks like you can't mix or match, but you essentially get 2 CR worth of woodland creatures.
sure, it's all utility. So it's. I mean, 8 blink dogs, sure. I don't know the purpose of that.
Fucking wild, man.
If we split up and need to share items somehow, I don't know. Share messages.
Go, boy, get.
Well, he teleports to you basically.
CRs on all these so low.
The what?
Okay, Sea Hag is CR2. That's pretty cool.
I don't know what that is. If I'm summoning something, it's probably going to be one of the elementals.
It's a horrific old woman who causes everything to have to throw a Constitution save against its sphere effect. Oh man, it's got an instant death glare.
What the fuck?
Okay, I will look those up. For now, it's blink
Uh-oh.
dogs. Those are the ones I cared about more. So
We lost Chris.
Oh,
Oh, we got
there it
Chris.
is.
Hey.
Oh, it's 5 to 5.
That is accurate. I mean, I can play longer, so.
Yeah, we'd love to know like what our next steps are at least for like the next session. So it looks like we finished the battle here. I lost a very precious item, and these 2 pits have rendered useless. So
I think we might have to go up and fight that gargoyle.
Oh man, you think? Yeah.
I'm just looking at what's available to us, and like it's that, or we start walking through these whatchamacallums, the archways with all the mist in them and shit.
The Tang archways? No thanks.
Yeah, I'm not super excited about the Tang archways either, but it's like that, and I'm seriously bummed that the only thing we found down here is a fucking
Money.
map and a crown, I guess.
I mean, no one's put it on. And there's the mace.
there's the.
Oh yeah, the mace is pretty cool. Actually, yeah. Do we need to attune? Does anybody know identify?
No. I don't.
It looked like it's sort of a flashlight too, right? It doesn't just respond to creatures, like it's still light right now, right?
Whenever somebody's holding the mace in their hand and they're touching it, that's when it glows.
Yeah, that's pretty
Can we
cool.
try and identify if it's got like a magical bonus on it or anything like that?
Are you trying to somebody casting identify?
I don't know.
Sometimes you can like heft the weapon and swing it around and see if it gives you a magical bonus, or so I'm asking what
Right. Yeah.
to us. Nobody seems to know identify, which is a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
I there are optional rules for attunement that like you can basically cuddle up with a magic item overnight and then you learn what its properties are. I haven't been playing that way.
No, that's fine.
I through experimentation you could try to figure out what it is. I mean, when you swing it around, the weight of the mace seems pretty normal. And it's intricately carved, but yeah, the only thing you've seen is that it lights up and that when you hit this creature, seem to have an effect.
It makes like a big noise. It does like a big like bong kind of situation.
It does in my soul.
Yeah, you got kind of a. I'm trying to think of a good reference point for this, but like it made a really loud like ringing sound, and you got kind of there's a little bit of like a small shockwave like in the air when it struck the creature.
Thor's hammer from Endgame. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I have kind of from left field suggestion. So
Okay.
I have the ability to do something called locate object, which is, describe or name an object familiar to you, sense direction, blah, blah, blah. Everything we have, like, it's fine because it's not like we're trying to find something that we've had and lost. But there's a second part to this spell, which I think is interesting, which is alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon. So if I'm looking at this crown that we've retrieved from the skeletal being, if I do locate object, can I be like, I want to see if there's any other type of jewelry like this, like conceivably, like we would find the next room that could be another apparition of the enemy, like locate, like
That's not bad. Didn't the gargoyles also have like jeweled crowns and shit? Wouldn't that might not be or jeweled necklace or something?
Yeah, that one gargoyle had a necklace before we threw him through that the hungry gate.
Didn't the second one also have one?
were they
The second one did not. It appeared to look a lot like the other gargoyle, but it did not have the collar.
but
Okay.
were they made out of solid gold is what I'm trying to say, like something that's like this expensive? Probably not.
No, the other collar was made out of metal. It was around its neck. It was pretty thick, and it had 10 blue gems inlaid in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it might
I'd
not be.
say, like, yeah, my reading is that if you could, if there's another crown, a lot like this one, you would be able to locate that if it's in 1,000 feet of you, but it's not going to give you like any piece of jewelry or something that's kind of similar.
The spell can't locate an object if any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet, blocks a direct path between you and the object.
But when have we encountered lead at all?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Okay, fine. And also,
This is specifically a dungeon created to fuck us, so.
that's true. And I need specifically a forked twig, which I don't think I have, unless unless River actually grabbed the chicken that was killed, Jeremy, and we can just break its wishbone.
I mean, you have the components you need. That's in your component. I assume you have. I'm pretty sure we told you to buy a component pouch.
I was just gonna say that.
It's if you have a component pouch, you can assume that you have whatever material components you need, as long as the material components do not say that they have a cost. If it says like a pearl worth 100 gold, then you need to have spent that gold to get it, which
I was-
I'm letting the spellcasters do kind of hand wavy, but
Spell pouch, same difference.
I'm
Yes.
sure that's what that meant. Yes,
Okay, okay.
spell component pouch.
I thought it'd be funny if like, hey, can you give me that chicken that died and just break its wishbone? It's like, okay, now I can do a thing. Anyway, sorry, just from left field, just a suggestion. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it'd be useful, but
Yeah, it might be worth it.
it would cost me a level 2 slot. Yeah.
Mhm.
But if it's really like we're iffy about it, then I'd rather just save it for some other time. Sorry, I'm good.
I'm like reaching the point where I'm ready to just like jump into one of those orange fog gates, though.
Have we tried throwing a chicken through it?
No.
Well, what good would that do?
I don't know. We tie a rope around the chicken, throw the chicken through it, and then pull it back and see if it's still a chicken.
Fair. But that only works if it's a two-way teleportation system.
That's true, but we'll find out if it isn't.
We'll get more data. Just trying to accumulate data here.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. For now, it seems like we'll just hang out here until the next session.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alright.
Good job, everyone. I really thought we were going to die, but we made it.
Apparently not.
I'm somewhat skeptical about just happening to find. I don't think that was a server rack.
I don't think so either.
I mean, maybe it was. Maybe you guys, this is the end of the dungeon. You just got your treasure and
Full of
you're
shit.
done.
Shut
Man,
up.
I lost my arm, and we haven't fulfilled even like 2 of the lines in the poem. All right, I am no longer happy with that.
I mean, my big thing is like, why would a server rack have the thing necessary to kill him in the same room? Like,
Mhm.
that seems dumb. Also, liches have phylacteries.
What's that?
A
Is that-
phylactery is a vessel which contains the lich's soul.
Is that something your character would know, right, from investigation?
I feel like I would if I've been researching the concept of a demi-lich. I feel like I would know about liches and their phylacteries. What do you think, Chris?
I'll say phylacteries well enough known. You know the concept of a phylactery, yes.
I don't know if a demi-lich has a phylactery.
That's what I was gonna say. I know nothing of what a demi-lich is. Like, I think demigod, but
I only know rumors and rumors. And I have I wrote down somewhere. I have my like personal my
Well-
personal suspicion.
my real question is, because I'm thinking of it like a demigod. So it's like, if we find this demi-lich and don't die, and if somehow we kill it, which is like, wow, does it have a lich mom or dad or something like to be scared of? Like, I don't. This is out of my area of expertise. I know druids. I know animals. I don't really know liches.
I mean, demi can mean half or part. So maybe it's just a real weak ass lich, and you guys killed it.
Wait,
And
that doesn't allay my
some treasure and cool.
That doesn't
Right.
make me allay my fear. That specifically makes me worry more about the
So-
possibility of a mother or father lich.
So Oren believes that a demi-lich is a lich that has begun the ascension towards godhood.
Mhm.
And he has a colleague who's basically like, okay, but liches use arcane magic, not divine magic. And so how would a lich get access to the divine magic necessary to begin climbing towards godhood?
Mhm.
So that's and most other academic circles, according to my background, which Chris can contradict me on at any time, most other academic circles don't think that there's any such thing as a demi-lich, but also most in academic circles don't really think that there's any such thing as the Tome of Horrors, and
Yeah.
So
Hasn't been sufficiently horrible so far.
yeah.
It hasn't been a tomb yet for us, surprisingly. Not a single one of us has died. So technically, it hasn't been a tomb yet.
I mean, you killed a Sararak. You guys did so well.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're.
Okay.
Fuck you, Chris. Fuck you.
Out of universe, I also know that could possibly have been a server.
My hand is sticking up the middle finger. You guys just can't see it.
His phantom hand, right? Okay. Well, we'll pick this up next week, I hope.
Yep.
Maybe full party. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Alrighty, everyone.
Hasta la bye bye.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.